and welcome to episode 59 of the Arctic Knitting Podcast. My name is Emilia and I am as always coming to you from the northern part of Norway. Today I will talk with you about my finished objects, my works in progress. I have a little bit of spinning and a little bit of weaving. And yes. You can find me on social media as Arctic Knitting. I'm Arctic Knitting at Ravelry and at Instagram, and if you go over to Facebook or in the down bar there will be links to everything. There is a group for Arctic Knitting Podcast which I started last week, and thank you so much to everyone who has joined. It is so much fun. We currently have the stranded knit along going out, which will run until the end of the year, where it's all about knitting stranded color work. That is going on in the Facebook group and it's been so much activity and it's so much fun. I will also open a finished objects thread and a chatter thread in the Ravelry group. I will do that before you see this episode, so that you can add your finished objects there as well. And if you choose to add it both on Facebook and on Ravelry, there will be a double ticket. I'm just going to do it like that. I'm going to pull prices from both on Ravelry and on Facebook. So yeah, that's the way it's going to be this time. I will not remove the Ravelry group just yet. I got quite a few messages after the last episode, both ways, and I've decided that I will give you both ways. I will try to keep the Ravelry group running, but that is not the area where I'm the most active. But I think you've seen that by now. Anyways, should we move on to finished objects? I have two this week. And one of them is, it's a bigger one. I finished up my Cozy Memories blanket. I can't believe this one is finished. It took me 2.5 years to finish this. Most of it is yarn that I've gotten from swaps. This is yarn from advent calendars from Opal. This is yarn from the calendar that let's see. This part, the 3 top rows here, are calendar from my advent calendar, Arctic Yarns calendar last year. And yeah, I'm going to try to lay it out on the floor and take some footage to put over here, because this one is quite huge. It's a little bit, you can see, it's a little bit hard to show you. I basically started in the middle. Here is where I started. I think the orange square here. You can see that I knitted them in different directions. And one part, like every 1/4, 25% of the blanket is my own scrap yarn, and the rest is some advent calendars. There's actually, I think it's 3 advent calendars in here, and the rest is yarns that I have gotten from swaps with you guys, and gifts and yeah, stuff like that. I have been calling out quite a few times that I need more scraps, and thank you to everyone who has been so nice to send me their scrap yarn and miniskeins so that I could finish off this. I don't know the exact measurement, but I think it's about 160 centimeters in both directions. It is square. And I finished it off by taking a one-of-a-kind skein that I dyed, and I crocheted around the edge just to give it a nice neat finish. Yes. And I know I have talked about this before, but it's been a while, so I'm just going to tell you how I made it. I cast on 45 stitches on 3.5mm needle for each square. I haven't measured the gauge, and to be honest, gauge is not important. I like the fabric. I cast it on 45 stitches, and then I slipped the first stitch on every row, and I did a central double decrease, or central double decrease, I think the name is, which is what gives this neat line that goes up. You see this one. This is the decrease. Then I picked up stitches, 22 stitches, casted on 23 for a 45 a total, and the next one. And that's just basically how it went. This is a project that I started at about the same time as I started podcasting, because I felt like every podcaster need to have a cozy memories blanket, and whilst that's not true, I've had so much fun with it, and being in this community also makes it easier to finish off a project like this, because it's just easier to do swaps and stuff like that when you have a community. And yeah, I think that's it for that blanket. And it's been living in my sofa, and this is where it is going to live. It's just laying in the corner, and I've been using it almost daily for the last couple of weeks, and it's gorgeous and I love it. The next finished object that I am going to show you is it's quite different for me. It's not something I've done before. Let me share you the yarn first. This is a skein of the yarn. It's Gullungen garn. It is made by House of Yarns, which is the company that owns Dale and the Store Alpaca. Basically this is kind of the same. If you are in Norway, you have probably heard about the orange scarf, which is the orange scarf. Basically, these days, every yarn store or most of the yarn stores have a big pile of orange yarns from House of Yarns. It's one particular yarn, it's not every orange yarn. And 5 kroner per sold skein goes into Kirkens Bymisjon, and the scarves are meant to be shared out on the streets and hang them in trees and around, so that people who need the warmth can get it. This is kind of the same concept, but except from we are not going to hang things in trees, and 5 kroner for each sold skein go to Barnekraftforeninga, which is children's cancer. I don't know the English term, but I'm going to put it down below. It's basically, it goes to Children's Cancer Association. It goes to association which use the money to help children who have cancer. I know that they do quite a bit of things like upgrading hospital sites, stuff like that, to make life better for the children who is having a tough life, and for the families, of course. So it's a really good cause. 5 kroner for each sold skein. The yarn itself is 35% merino, 15% alpaca, and 50% cotton. And to be honest, I didn't think that I would like it that much. But I actually do. It's wonderful to knit with. And the first project that I made was this little fella. I made myself a teddy bear. Or actually, I made Ludwig a teddy bear. He has a little bit of a limp, but yeah, I couldn't fix it. I tried, and this was the best I could do. Bears and dolls are always hard. I haven't done much of them, but their faces are always hard. But I think this one turned out okay. He has his little ears, and this is the cast on. So I cast it on, and in the back of the head, and knit the head, stuffed it, sewed on the ears and made the face. Then I knitted both of the legs and both of the arms. I did first, then I cast on, and then I cast it on at the bottom of the body, and I knit around, picking up stitches around the, you know, like when you do basically the top of this bear is a raglan sweater with no holes for arms, but that's basically it, which means that there were very little seaming. I knitted this, and I was planning on not showing it to Ludwig, because Ludwig is going to get this for Christmas. It's going to come live with me in the yarn store for a moment first. But I knitted that, and I just put it up here. Ludwig has his chair there, and I said, Ludwig, look what mommy made. And he was blown out of his mind. He was so shocked. He knows that mommy knits, he knows that mommy spins and mommy weaves, and he actually very often helps me weaving. It's like I take the shuttle through and he pulls it on the other end. But he looked at me, and his eyes were just, he was completely in shock, and he said, Mommy knit a teddy bear. Yes. It was insane. I couldn't believe that you can knit a teddy bear. Mommy knitting sweaters, mommy knitting gloves, but not teddy bears. He couldn't grasp the concept, and he was so cute. But he's going to come live with me in the yarn store for a moment to help me sell that yarn, and then he will move into a package and Ludwig will get him for Christmas. As I said, I'm not really a fan of making dolls and bears and stuff like that, but it was so much fun to make, and I've been thinking about making more of them. The pattern is from this booklet, which is a booklet full of patterns for Gullungen garn. You can also find, I'm going to link it down below, but you could also find the patterns at gullungengarn.no. Or yeah, I'm going to link it down below so you can go see it. But all the patterns is only available in Norwegian, unfortunately. Let's see if I can show you. These are the two other teddy bears that are in there, so I kind of want to make them. They are smaller than this one as well, so I kind of want to make them and make them clothes as well, but we will see what happens. Yeah, you can get this booklet in your local yarn store. It's supposed to be free if you buy the yarn, and you can also download the patterns for free on that website. After I finished the bear, I kind of wanted to make... I had a little bit of trouble when I was starting the bear. I didn't know if I should cast on a teddy bear or if I should cast on this little sweater. So after I finished the bear, I cast on that sweater. Let me see if I can find you a bigger picture so it's easier to see it. There it is. So this is what I'm currently working on. I will put that into the stranded long. Sorry. And let me show you how far I've gotten. I changed the color up because I don't know about other 3 years old, but my 3-year-old cannot wear a white sweater. So I've changed the placement of the white and the light blue. I finished the body, I finished one of the sleeve, and I knitted the rib for the other sleeve. This has just a little bit of color work here, and what I really liked with this is that, let me see if I can show you. You can see that there are, the blue stitches in here are pearl stitches. Some of them are pearl stitches, which makes them, it gives a little bit of structure, and it really stands out to other knitting, and I love how this is working out. As I said, cotton is normally not something that I work in, but I think that this will be wonderful to have like an indoor sweater, not something to wear outside. Most of the woolen sweaters that I make for Ludwig is supposed to go under his dress. It's not called a dress. Yeah, it's meant to go under his outer clothes so that he can have them out in the winter, because it gets quite cold here. But I'm thinking that this is something he could wear just as a jumper inside. And I think it will be absolutely gorgeous. I love this fabric. I am a little bit interested to see if it will be pilling. I don't think so. It doesn't seem very pilly, but from experience, those blend yarns have a tendency to peel more than pure yarns. That's just my experience. I don't know if that's true, but that is how yeah, but I think the cotton should make it. I'm not sure. Yeah, so these are the colors that I'm using for that. I'm not going to name the colors because this yarn came in 8 colors, so if you want a light blue, a dark blue, a white and an orange, there's really just one alternative. It's the lightest orange, it's this one. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I have to say about that. The other work in progress that I'm going to show you is actually quite close to being a finished object, and it's something that I have never shown you before because I started it earlier this week. Because today is Thursday. Yes, it's Thursday, and this Monday I was going directly from work to visit a friend. And I think it was the first time that I left home without knitting in my backpack, and I didn't have anything to knit. So I work in a yarn store, so it's easy to get hold of something. So I bought 4 skeins of Fritidsgarn, As you know, we spent quite a bit of time in the cabin this summer, and we are going back up to the cabin next weekend. And I just crocheted a big granny square. I used a 6mm hook, and I'm going to throw this in the washing machine and felt it so that it can be a seating pad that we can have on the cabin for whenever we are sitting outside, because it gets quite cold to sit in the snow. Now it's not snow yet, but it will be soon. But also if you are just sitting out on the porch or out on a plastic chair or whatever, it's nice to have something to sit on, which makes it a little bit warmer. And these are wonderful, and they make up so quick. So I made this one in green. I don't know the number of the color. I don't think if it has... No, that's another one. I don't know which number the color has, but it's it knits up, it crochet up, this goes quite fast. And I will be making more because I used almost 4 skeins, and I'm going to make a little bit of a loop here so that I can hang them inside of the door in the cabin, so it's easy to just grab one when you are on the go to go out. And also because many of the seating pads that we buy are harder, which makes them harder to pack. This one you can just fold together as much as you want and throw it into a backpack if you are going away from the cabin. Maybe if you go down to the water to go fishing, like in the summer, it can still be a little bit cold to sit directly on the rocks, so you can bring one of these to sit on. So I made a green one, and I think I will definitely make more. I haven't been working on that one at home. It's more of a in-between crocheting. I have been doing a little bit when I was at a friend's house, and I've been working a little bit of that when I'm at work. And also that's been a project that I've been working on whilst I'm dyeing yarn, because I don't want to bring my nicer projects when I'm dyeing yarn, because, well, basically dyeing yarn is a little bit messy, and I don't want like these projects to get dye on them and be completely ruined. But with this one, if this got a little bit of a blue speckle, I'd survive. After I finished that was last night, I was actually dyeing yarn until 4 o'clock this morning. So I went to bed at 4, and after I finished that one last night, I cast it on in another color. It's the same yarn, Fritidsgarn. This is color 2035. I'm using 6mm needles because this is knitted. And I'm just making a mitered square. It's going to be quite big, but not too big. I'm interested to see how much this will felt, because I'm afraid it will be a little bit small after felting. But this is going to be felted, and it's going to become potholders for the cabin again, I think, or for either for the cabin or for the kitchen in my house. And I think I will make more potholders, because at least one more pair, because my dad has been saying that he wants potholders, and my dad never wants anything knitted, but I think he's really knitworthy. But he's not like a kofte kind of guy, and he doesn't wear mittens, and he drives everywhere, so he doesn't need hats. It's just like, I don't want to knit for the sake of knitting in something. So when he wants potholders, he's going to get potholders. I just started with the yellow ones because I couldn't decide on colors for him. But I think it will be more of these because they are wonderful gift knits. And if you're interested, you can use any chunky weight faltable wool, 100% non-superwash wool. And if you're interested, I will write down a pattern for this and put it up for free on Ravelry, just so if you want to make something similar, you can. Also, these kind of things are really nice to, then I think you will have to make it bigger, but I'm not sure. I won't write the pattern before I try felting it, at least. But if you felt it really hard, they are really nice to do some needle felting on. Maybe I should try that for my dad. Make him needle felt. Yeah, I used to do some needle felting earlier. Like I need another hobby. Yes. Hooray. I don't have time to start needle felting. Someone please tell me. That's all of the works in progress that I'm going to show you today. I have a dress that is, I just finished a body for myself, and I have changed my mind about the yarns that I'm going to use for the Skandinavia mittens. But I have the yarn dried up. It's currently just laying around here waiting for me to have the time to cast on, because I'm getting ready to go to Bergen Knitting Festival and Nordic Stitches, and I'm dying yarn like a mad woman. As I said, I've been dying yarn until 4 o'clock this morning, and it's been like that every night. So I haven't had the time to sit down and really knit, and I do want the Skandinavia mittens. I want to start them, but I have time to just sit down, relax, have a nice glass of Pepsi Max. I was about to say a nice cup of tea, but I don't drink tea. Some chocolate, and I will just have a nice time and relax with that. So I'm awaiting to cast on that until I have the time. Now I'm thinking about if I should do... I'm going to do weaving first because there's less to talk about. I have just finished a project. I took it off the loom yesterday. I haven't started anything new, but I'm not sure what I'm going to start now. This one has taken me forever. It's a scarf, and this one is for me. It's 100% merino. I think it's about 30 centimeters. It's not the full width of the loom, which is 40. It's a little bit less, but 30-35 centimeters. These are my colors. And the yarn that I've used for this, I don't have the tag, but it's this yarn. It is Sandnes merino. I don't remember the colorway numbers, but that's not important at all because I bought them at half price because the colorway doesn't exist anymore. This is a DK weight merino, and you can see that the edges are they are funky. They are not perfect at all. And with other projects that I made on the loom, I used a rigid head loom. It's an Ashford. Is it just called Ashford rigid head loom? It's a 40 centimeter one. But with all the other projects I started, and I had kind of trouble with the edges in the beginning, and then it's been better. But on this one I just couldn't get it. I had a hard time, and I didn't like weaving this yarn, and therefore it took me forever. I'm going to try, you know, I can fix the edges a little bit, like here where it's I can just move around on these threads a little bit to try to even it out a little bit more. And I will have to, and if not, that's okay because of the way you're wearing it. And also it is homemade, and it is quite early in my weaving. Yeah. So I probably, now I'm quite lazy with this, but in a year I will probably think it's horrible. I can't believe that I actually wore that. I have to cut the fringes and throw it in the washing machine and just remove all of the ends, and then it will be ready to wear. And I think this isn't that bad. You can't really see the colors. It's more of a ochre yellow than a white. It looks white on the camera. But yeah, that's it for weaving. I have no idea what to start next on the loom, but I think it will be just, maybe I will do some stripes or something, but I'm not going to try a new technique yet because I want to be able to master the plain weaving before I go in to do something else. Also, because if weaving didn't challenge me enough, I have taken up spinning. I don't have a wheel. I want to buy a wheel. That's like my next big thing that I really want to buy. I have decided that whenever the money from Google AdSense, which is the little amount I get from every time you watch a commercial on this video, and I have decided that whenever I have enough money there to buy a wheel, I will buy a wheel. I haven't decided on which wheel. It's really hard because I can't really go anywhere to try, so I just have to take a chance. But I will buy a wheel whenever that one is. Or podcasting lights. No, I think it will be a wheel. So I showed you last time that I had bought some fibre from Spindles and Stitches. Those were roll lags. And I spun up this from one of the roll lags. And I have the other one here as a single ply. And with that, I'm basically out of that color. This is supposed to be a 20 grams all in all. And it's getting better, it's getting more even. Of course I have, it's just the end. I have some points where it's a little bit under twisted and a little bit thick and thin, but not something that I can't live with. It's, yeah. I don't remember where I got this drop spindle, but it's just a basic top roll spindle. So I'm going to take this off the spindle and then ply it, and I will have 2 minutes like that. And because I have been on a shopping spree, because yes, I just had to, I couldn't help myself, I had to buy a Turkish spindle. I think this is Snyder spindles. It's 25 grams. You see it's signed. I'm not sure if you can see, but it is signed, I promise you. There you go. I love this. This is so pretty, and I've been spinning on it because when I bought all the Rolex from Spindles and Stitches, she was very kind to send me a little sample that's called hot chocolate. It's super fine merino, baby alpaca, camel and silk. And I think it was about 4 grams or something. I have spun it up and I made a 2-ply of it. And this is the yarn I ended up with. I think this little sample of fibers are amazing for learning to spin, because I get to try quite a bit of different fibers. Not that I remember what things are and what I like, but also I'm able to finish up stuff. It's like when if I start to spin 100 gram braid, it will just take me forever and the motivation will disappear. So making stuff from Rolex and little samples are absolutely wonderful. That's also the reason that I bought the sample pack from Contest of Lace. I showed you that last time. And I've also bought, I showed this on Instagram stories, but I bought a 50 gram braid of merino fiber, which is undyed. It is currently in the basement drying up because I dyed it. And I think that is going to be my next spin. I think I'm going to finish up this, because I like this spindle more than the Turkish one. I find it easier. And I'm going to spin the 50 grams of merino fiber on this. And I will just collect like little sample things, and maybe I'll make something from them one day. I'm thinking of maybe, I don't know, crocheting little granny squares or something and make them into a blanket. Not necessarily a blanket, and not necessarily just hand spun yarn, because that would take forever. But I'm not sure. But I'm going to take the merino fiber that I've dyed in. I'm not going to tell you which colors it are, because I'm not sure if they're all blend together in one big mess. But the reason I decided to do it that way was because at 2 AM this morning I felt really inspired to try to dye that fiber. I'm just going to put it out there, I'm not going to dye fiber for the shop. Simply because I have no idea what I'm doing, and I wouldn't realize if I had done something wrong. I'm not sure how it should be, because I'm not a spinner myself. So I just dyed up 50 grams for me, and that's about the dyeing I'm going to do. I love that it's a 50 gram braid, because that makes it easier to finish it up. 100 grams is a little bit more to spin. Yeah, I'm going to tell the obvious. But I'm going to start spinning on that one. Probably, maybe not tonight, maybe tomorrow. What I'm thinking of doing is taking that braid and split it into 2 halves, and I'm just going to spin them so that I have 2 25 grams mini skeins, and I'm going to ply each of those skeins on themselves so that I don't get any waste. That's what I've been doing so far, and it works for me. But also I've been shopping again. And this is it with fibers. Now I have a big box of fibers, and I can't spin. I don't know how to spin. I know how to spin, but it's like, I don't want to spin 100 grams because it will take forever, and then I have like 2 kilos of 100 gram braids of hand-dyed fiber. I've been shopping this summer. Both of these are by Laura from Jinx Yarns. This is mixed BFL, non-superwash, and it's darker colors. And I'm not going to tell you how I think this will spin up, because I don't have a clue, basically. There are some more colors I can see in here. Ew, it's some red. So that is going to be put in my stash because I don't know how to, or I don't know how to, I don't want to spin it because I'm so afraid of ruining my fibers, which is absolutely insane. But that's just it. I've also bought this one, which is pinks and purples and a little bit of black and some whites pulling through, and there is more pinks and purples it looks like. I haven't been opening this. Okay, there's some neon purple, neon pink in here. And yeah, this is Superwash Merino. So 2 more braids of fiber for the non-spinner. You see why I want a wheel? I like spinning on a drop spindle, but I'm one of those persons who want things to go fast. I want to finish things up. I'm that way with most of my knitting and everything. I like to cast on, I like to finish up. It's the middle part that I don't like. No, that's not true. I like the middle part as well, but I really like to finish stuff up, and I like to knit things that doesn't take forever. I like to be able to make more things. I like to feel productive. I don't feel as productive if I'm knitting the rest on 2mm needles. And I want a wheel. And I'm saving for a wheel. I'm thinking by the rate of the AdSense thing, I should be able to buy a wheel before next summer. I hope so. I think that's it. As for the store, there is stock in the store at the moment. If you go over to artyarns.com, there are yarns in the store. Thank you to everyone who has shopped so far. There are advent calendars in the store. Both 10 and 20 grams Norwegian wool and both 10 and 20 grams merino are still available over in the store, so you can head on over there and buy one if you want. Yeah. Other than that, it's not going to be a shop update this week, and probably not next week either, just because I'm dying yarn like a mad woman to go to Bergen, and I'm focusing on upping my stock for the festival. So that means that the next shop update will be... Okay, maybe I should try to do one before I go, or else it won't be one until October 12th. Okay, I'm not sure when the next shop update is going to be, somewhere in the beginning of October. And if you have something special that you want to see in that update, please let me know. If it's colorways or bases or whatever, please just let me know and I will see what I can do. Right now I'm focusing on getting ready for the Bergen Strikke Festival and Midt-Norsk Knitting Festival. And if you are going there, please come up and say hello. I'd love to meet you and I'd love to spend some time with you. And especially if I'm sitting down knitting, please come sit together with me. I'm bringing a friend this year as well, because in case you are not familiar with distances in Norway, whatever. In Norway, for me to drive to Bergen takes about 25 hours of straight driving with no break. So I'm bringing a friend to help me driving and to also spend time with me. So that's it for the shop. As I said, I've been dying on like a mad woman, and that's about what I've been doing. I don't think I did anything this weekend either. Yeah, I took Ludwig with me into town, and we went because the spinning, the knitters, the crafting guild I think it's called in Norway, Husfliden, was supposed to have a stand at the library, so we decided to go in because they were going to demonstrate drop spindling, and I decided to go in, maybe join the guild and see what it's all about, but they left early, so there was no one there. So me and Ludwig went to the yarn store, of course, my yarn store, or not my yarn store, but the yarn store I work in. And we had ice cream because there's a cafe in the same building, so we had a big ice cream. And the weather's been absolutely wonderful. I think it's like 15 degrees, it's sunny. It's definitely not September weather here in the north part of Norway, which is great. I don't like September weather because it's normally grey and sad. But this year has been wonderful. We went to our playground, we played outside for a couple of hours, I believe, at least. And this week has it just fly by. I don't know what I've been doing. I don't think I've been doing anything special. I've been talking with Lily every morning. not every morning, but I've been talking with Lily. Basically, my routine is I get up, I dye yarn from 7 or 8 o'clock until 11, like this week's when I'm 11, half past 11, I stop dyeing yarn. I put in my earbuds, I call Lily, I get ready, I go to work. I start working at 12:30 and I work until 4:30. It depends on the week, but this week this is what I'm doing. Then I get home from work at about 5 o'clock, eat dinner, put the to bed and go back to dyeing. So that's basically what I've been doing. Today I'm going to go to work again. It's early in the morning. It's not early in the morning anymore. It's like 10 o'clock. And I'm going into work. I'm going to do a little bit of dyeing before I go, and I'm going to edit this podcast while I do tonight's dyeing. My mom is picking up Ludwig from kindergarten and he's spending the night there, so I will be able to dye all afternoon and all night. Then tomorrow I don't start work until like 3 or 4 o'clock or something. I'm not completely sure, because it's going to be, normally we close at 4:30, but tomorrow they call it not open. It's just, the whole city is open late, so it's going to be open until like 9 or 10 or something. So I have the whole afternoon today and the whole day tomorrow, so I'm betting I will get a lot of stuff done. And yeah, I think that is about it. At least I'm going to stop there. And I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope I will see you again next week. And let me know in the comment down below if you have any comments or questions or anything. Bye.